Vicky. This is Cat Mum Craft, and this is an Is It Finished Friday, and I need to have a shuffle to make myself comfortable. Now, before we get started on the European yarn mountain that I have surrounding me, Lily, there's nothing interesting up there, buddy. The window's closed. It is time to do my final Ellie Lavers stitch marker. Oh no, this is awesome. It's a little sewing machine bob in doohickey filled with thread, and the little dangly heart at the bottom underneath the loop says made with love. Oh, that's gorgeous. Ellie, you are an absolute genius. Lily, don't hunt the yarn. Later on tonight I might have a faff and see what I can sort these delicious little things into. In between trying to deal with all the yarns. Right, so that's that. So if I just open up my book that tells me what to do, I have done my last stitch marker. Yay! Right, so I've got 2 new projects on the go. You'll have been hearing around the YouTube streets about Boggy Creek and how there's a blanket drive. So I have my personal challenge, which is essentially I'm doing an hour a day on blankets, and I'm seeing how many blankets I can muster. Now, they're probably going to be sent off in dribs and drabs because, quite frankly, hopefully I'm going to get quite a few. The only way this will stop is if I A, run out of yarn, or B, run out of time. So currently I have 3 on the go. The first one is a rescued from the pit of despair corner to corner. I'm aiming for this one to be 40 by 50-ish, maybe just shy of that, because I want to make sure it fits. So that's that one. And this is the one I'm going to be working on most because it's the most time consuming. And also a yarn eater. And then before I realised I was going to include that one in, I'd got this one. Most of them are just going to be granny squares with a stripe at the top to make it more rectangular. That's the word. And then the one that's had most love thus far, get off, is this one. Now this is not that far off being the one width I want to get it, which is why this one's also not getting any love, because I need the space to spread it out and fandangle from there. But mainly I'm going to be focusing on the corner to corner because I know it'll take most time. However, as a secondary, and at the moment I've only got 3 in this little bag. The lovely Lynn Ann at Nina's Knots Crochet has said to anyone who can't afford to send a full blanket that if you send her 5 by 5 squares on a 4-weight yarn, she will join them. Now, Lynn Ann wants them by sometime November, but what I'm saying to you, British people, because the amazing Laura at Mad Mimi is doing this, but I particularly want to fly the flag bleh, for Britain. So British people, I'm daring you, I am double kitty daring you to send, for every 17 or more squares you send Lynn Ann, and her channel will be linked, with a note saying that you've had a very British double kitty dare from me, I will send 3 more. If you put in addition meow meow, I will make it 5. So, and that's by Lynn Ann receiving them by October the 15th, so I have time to catch up and do the amount that's needed. Now, I've already got 3, and so I can do my bit for this year, just in case nobody takes me up on that challenge. Now, unlike Laura, I don't hate doing granny squares, although you'll have seen Wednesdays by now, and to be fair, I'm starting to get a deep dislike for granny squares. But my question is, because I've been a complete numpty, my issue is even because I've been a complete numpty and given myself a lot of time crunch projects this year. I don't know why I did that, because as soon as I put a deadline on them, I just don't want to do it anymore. Anyway, so my issue is time. So, aside from a slight dislike growing for granny squares, time. But I'm daring you. I am daring you to make me sit down and do some granny squares. Because, guys, this is my effort for these kiddies this year. My big challenge will start seeing results next year. But I have 3 thus far. I have this one. And what I'm doing is a 3 round granny square and then mitering one corner in just double crochet. I have this one. And I have this one. So, British people, either don't let me down or make me suffer, because I've still got my Christmas jumper to do, which is also going to be granny squares, and by the time that's done, I'm going to hate the sight of granny squares for a while. So, yeah. But you need to put something along the lines of a very British double kitty dare, and if you want the 5, meow meow. Bring it on. Anyway, so that's that. I have made a start on my September's amigurumi, my peacock. Thus far, the little guy consists of a knobbly head, a single dangly thing, 2 eyes, a beak, and 2 part head things. Peacock down. And I have decided that he needs his own little bag, so it's going in my little kitty cat bag. The component parts, I think, can get off. The component parts can just go generally in the box so that I don't lose them, because this is me, and if I lose them, you know, the poor thing's only going to have, you see, I've lost half of them already. There we go. Although hopefully by later on I'll be able to stitch these on. So that's that. Next, if I cause utter anarchy by, oh hello, where are you going? Leaning down here, and this is a Christmas present, so I've got a bit more time, but the drum kit, so it's momentarily put on pause while I do the peacock, but last week I'd got the base and this side bit done, and I was halfway through the front. I was where my little dangler is. So I finished the front. I've stitched my friend's name on it. I've done and attached one leg, and all bundled together. I've got the other leg, two little ring doohickeys and a big doohickey for connecting the tom drums, I believe they're called. I don't know. I'm not going to do the floor tom or the snare drum or the cymbals, because otherwise this is just going to end up ridiculously large. So that is that. Right. So I'm just making a list of what I need to do. Get off, you daft thing. So, my monster puff carding. Last week we were there. I have finished the left side. And I'm really liking the colours. And in here somewhere, yawn down, I have started the right front panel, and I'm working on mirroring the colours for this side so that it kind of looks like that. And when I get round to the back, I've added two colours because I don't want to mirror it. I just want to be completely random. So I'm going to stick a square every row of this beigey colour. And where are you? I think it's possibly fallen out in transit. But I've got some James C. Brett stripy yarn. Yeah, it's fallen out in transit. Oh well. Never mind. You'll see that bit when I get there. So, next on the list is my Christmas blanket. Before Wednesday, I'd got up to the row with the red and white square. Wednesday and a bit of Thursday, Tuesday, whenever it came out, I added 2 more rows and 2 squares, which means I only have a total of 12 squares to go, and the border. I'm going to get it done, guys. By which point I'll have possibly started on my Christmas jumper. Some more chuffing granny squares. We move. We also hunt down the pens, which seem to be quite elusive. So then, get off. There is my Mooses and Mingoes cardie. You had seen where we got to last week. So this week I've only added a couple of few rows to the second piece, but I'm going to have a good blast on that over the next couple of days. And come here, finally, forgot to change the marker. And I forgot to change the marker for my Monster Puff. It'd be dangerous if I had a brain. Oh well, I'll do the Monster Puff later because I'm not wrestling through all that yarn. So, finally, we have my Easy Peasy shawl, where we've got quite a lot of rows which are getting rather rapidly bigger. Now, I've had a couple of sessions of working on this week, so that's why it's expanded a bit. And hopefully by next week I'll have roughly the same. So, that's that. You will see me in tomorrow's video in exactly the same top because I'm batch recording again. So, with that, look after yourselves, because if you don't look after yourselves, you can't look after anyone else. And in the immortal words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to one another. Bye.